The pandemic hit year 2020 would like to be forgotten soon. The year that forced everyone into a pause. Economies worldwide came under pressure to deal with this unprecedented situation and to prevent a collapse. However, for investors, it has not been all that bad. Despite the volatility, we have seen investors of some asset classes getting wealthier, shrugging off the pandemic blues. Let's do a three-point analysis of how various asset classes performed in the year 2020. 1. 2020 turned out to be a golden year for some. In 2020, gold prices touched a peak level of 57,000 rupees per 10 grams in India. The yellow metal has so far had this year clocking in a return of more than 26%, making 2020 its best year since 2011 when it had soared 38%. This dramatic soar in yellow metal prices to new record levels, breaking levels, were actually because of the combination of the low interest rates and stimulus programs, a weak US dollar, and of course a global pandemic among others, which caused uncertainty. Typically, gold takes support from a sense of risk aversion and rush to safe haven bets such as the precious metals and bonds. Now, gold future prices also surged to more than $2,000 per troy ounce in London in August, beating the record high of $1,920 an ounce registered in September 2011. Now, since their early rise, gold prices have now mostly seen consolidation in the second half of the calendar year 2020 without giving away much of its gains, and it has now been hovering around 50,000 rupees per 10 grams. Now, gold's annual return in 2020 will only be the second best since 2008, the year of the global financial crisis. Consequently, the metal has also performed much better than other asset classes such as equity and oil. Most experts have remained neutral on gold going forward and believe that it can remain as an essential part of the portfolio for the long term. 2. Currency and cryptocurrency. In 2020, the dollar index remained under pressure and traded downward, driven by the liquidity provided by the Federal Reserve. The Indian currency has performed well in 2020 to date and has been quite stable when you compare it with the other emerging market currencies of, say, Brazil, Russia, and South Africa. And that was on the back of the higher foreign exchange reserve and stable outlook on the recovery in the economy going forward. On a year-to-date basis, all the major developed market currencies appreciated against the dollar. Euro has appreciated against the dollar by 7%. Axis Securities report predicts that in the longer run, dollar may lose strength on account of lower interest rates, which is likely to be softer for a long period of time to come. For cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency, 2020 was a milestone year. Bitcoin surged above $23,000 for the very first time ever and has risen over 2 times this year alone. Bitcoin has been surging on the back of several developments, including the decision of PayPal to enable account holders to use cryptocurrency. Now, a number of central banks have also been announcing plans for bank-backed digital units as well. Now, beyond the rally and milestones, the year 2020 has been a transformative one for cryptocurrency and the entire ecosystem. 3. Equity shines as an asset class as well. Equity markets globally had a deep cut due to the pandemic. However, there was a V-shaped recovery and most of the markets made fresh highs as well, taking year-to-date returns to more than 10%. For Indian markets too, after hitting the year's lowest point on March 24th, the markets picked up momentum and have since surged 80% till date. Now, the recovery was on the back of signs of economic growth and also of earnings revival. Currently, Nifty is trading at record levels of over 13,700 and also continuously are making newer highs on a daily basis. The bigger question again is, will this momentum continue in 2021 or will markets witness some consolidation? Well, most of the analysts believe that bull run will continue in 2021 with the Nifty even touching close to 15,000 levels.